Hello everyone, good morning. Are you ready to start our English lesson for today? In our English lesson today, we are going to discuss about want and wants related to the kinds of animal. Last week we have discussed about the kinds of animal and also what kinds of the action that the animals can do. So today we are going to try to make the questions by using want and wants. So if we want to ask our friends what do they want to do, we can use the following pattern. We can use what plus do or does plus the subject plus want to do. If you want to answer the question, we can use subject plus want or wants plus to plus the action. Remember, we are going to discuss related to the animals. Now, if we want to make sure do our friends want to do an action or not, we can use the following pattern. We can use do or does plus the subject plus want to plus the action. If we want to answer by saying yes, we can use yes plus subject plus do or does. If we want to say no, we can use no plus subject plus don't or doesn't. Now the question is when we can use do. We have to remember that we can use do if the subjects are more than one, include you. For example, you, we, they, Doni and Dimas, my friends and my teachers. There is S in here. It means that the subjects are more than one. And then the other question is when we can use does. We have to use does if the subject is only one, except I, okay? We cannot use does for I, yeah? We have to use does if the subject like she, he, Siti, Ayu, Mira, my friend, and also my teacher. It means that the subject is only one, but not for I, okay? Remember. And now, the other question is when we can use want and wants. We can use want if the subjects are more than one. It's same with do. For example, you, we, they, Doni and Dimas, my friends, my teacher, and also I. We have to remember that we can use want if the subjects are more than one, include I. Okay, now the other question is when we can use wants. We have to use wants if the subject is only one, except I. Okay, except I. We cannot use wants for the subject I. So we have to use wants if the subject like she, he, Siti, Ayu, Mira, my friend, and also my teacher. It means that the subject is only one. Remember, wants it's same with does. The subject is only one. Alright, now let's see some examples here about how to make the question if we want to know what do our friends want to do, and also if we want to make sure do our friends want to do something or do an action or not. Okay, let's see the first example. The first example is, what do you want to do? I want to see the cow. In here, we have to use do because the subject is you. In the answer, we have to use I because the question used you as the subject. After that, we need to put want. I want to see the cow. Remember, if we use do in the question, it means that we have to use want in the answer. Number 2, what does she want to do? In here, we have to use does because the subject is she. If you want to answer, we can use she wants to ride a horse. In here, we have to use the same subject from the question. After that, we have to use wants because the subject is she. She wants to ride a horse. Number 3, what do you want to do? I want to feed the cat. It's same with the first example. In here we have to use do because the subject is you. In the answer we have to use I because the question used the subject you. And also we have to use want because the subject is I. I want to feed the cat. Number 4. What does he want to do? He wants to see a duck. In here we have to use does because the subject is he. After that, in the answer we have to use wants because the subject also is he. He wants to see a duck. In here the action is see a duck. Remember we are still talking about the animals. Okay, number 5. Do they want to see a frog? Yes, they do. In here we have to use do because the subjects are they. Do they want to see a frog? Yes, they do. We have to use they, the same subject in the question, and also we have to use do. It's same in the question. Number 6. Do they want to feed the dog? Oh, look at the picture. No, we can answer by saying no, they don't. In here, we have to use they, the same subject from the question. After that, don't in here, it's same with do not. We have to use do because the question also use do. After that, we have to put not because the answer say no. Number 7. Does she want to ride a horse? Yes, she does. In here, in the question, we have to use does because the subject is she. It's same in the answer. We have to use she as the subject, and also we have to use does because the question also use does. Yes, she does. Alright, now let's move to the next example. Does he want to see a cat? No, he doesn't. Look at here. Okay, the boy is closed his eyes. Does he want to see the cat? We have to use does because the subject is he. And then in the answer we have to use the same subject, he. After that we have to put does not. Alright everyone, I think that's all for today about our material related to how to make the question. If we want to know what do our friends want to do, and also if we want to make sure do our friends wants to do an action or not. Thank you so much for your time to watch this video, and see you in the next video everyone. Bye bye.